Follow him wherever he may go. There isn't an ocean too deep, a mountain so high it can keep me away. I must follow him. Ever since he touched my hand I knew, and near him I always must be. From me, he is my destiny. I love him, I love him, I love him, and where he goes I'll follow, I'll follow, I'll follow. He'll always be my true love, my true love, my true love, from now until forever, forever, forever. I will follow him wherever he may go.
Had people ask me this week, what are you going to do? And I said, what do you mean, what am I going to do? They said, well, you're getting older, you're going to retire? And I said, no, I'm not going to retire. And then they said, when you retire? I said, well, I'm not going to retire. They said, well, if you do, where are you going to move to? Where are you going to live? I said, I'm not going nowhere. I said, I love Bluefield. Bluefield's one of the best places, the best place I ever lived. I have such good friends in both churches. I have so many good friends and acquaintances. If you brought them all together, you couldn't fit them in this church. Wonderful people. Bluefield's a wonderful place to live. I like the climate. I like snow. I like the leaves turning. I like the summers. I like the restaurants. I like the city of Bluefield. I like the golf courses in the area. There's Pipe Stems not far away. There's the Bluefield Elks. There's Fountain Springs. And there's Fincastle. You know, I hope to be playing golf a long time if the Lord lets me live. If you're out at Fincastle and you're playing golf out there and you walk up on a ball laying someplace and you pick that ball up, if it's a ball like this is a Pro V1, but on this ball it says, you'll not be able to see it, it says Crupperneck. Now I'm the only one in the world that has a golf ball stamped with Crupperneck. You know about Crupperneck. That's where I was born and raised, and you've heard a lot of stories about Crupperneck. If you see this ball, if you're out there playing golf and you go off into the rough and you see this ball, you pick it up. If it says Crupperneck on it, you pick it up, you take it to the pro shop and give it to Derek or Harry, and they'll get it back to me. Now I'm only going to use these balls at Fincastle. But they are my balls. Nobody in the world has a golf ball stamped with Crupperneck. Only me. So if you find it, return it. Because I need it. It was a wonderful gift from a family in this area. You know, there's nothing to watch on TV anymore. There's really nothing to watch. I watch some of the news, but it's usually just all bad news. I watch a few movies. There's not many movies that are very good. What I've been watching for the last couple of years is sitcoms, old sitcoms. The Andy Griffith Show, the Beverly Hillbillies, I Love Lucy. And the one I'm watching now is The Many Loves of Dobie Gillis. You remember that, some of you don't. It was filmed in 1959 through 1963. And it's just about, every episode is about two things, about money and Dobie Gillis trying to get a girlfriend. But on that show, my favorite character is Maynard Cribbs. He's a beatnik, okay? And he has ties to Bluefield. Maynard Cribbs is Bob Denver, and he has ties to Bluefield. He lived in Bluefield for a while and had a radio station. And later on, he starred on the Gilligan's Island TV show. My favorite is Dobie Gillis. I like the character Maynard Cribbs. Remember what Maynard Cribbs would do when they started talking about work? Work. He would just go motionless, and he would just stare in space, and he would repeat the word work, work, work. He didn't like work. You know, I've been talking to people this week about their jobs, and you know, very few people like their jobs. If you ask them about their jobs, oftentimes they'll say, well, it's a paycheck. Where are you going? Well, I'm going to work. It so often is talked about in a negative way. Mark Twain said, if you enjoy your job, you'll never work a day in your life. If you enjoy your job, you'll never work a day in your life. And so many people, they don't like their work. They don't like their jobs. They don't like to talk about it. So I think what we ought to do is this. Change the word work. Don't even use the word work. Use the word opportunity. Opportunity. Where are you going? I'm going to my opportunity. Opportunity has a better feel about it. You know, you can make your life better. You can improve things. Go to your opportunity. You know, Jesus opened the world up. He opened the world up for opportunities. He called his disciples. He called the 12. He said, come and follow me. And they were going to do work, but it was more like opportunities. You know, many of them left their family, they left their homes, they left their jobs, they left everything. And many of them lost everything they had worked for. But look at the opportunity they had. Those disciples knew what Jesus looked like. They knew what his voice sounded like, that distinct voice. They witnessed his teachings each and every day. They saw the kindness of his heart. They saw how he treated the outcast and those that were the worst sinners. They saw his forgiveness and his love. They saw the miracles. They saw the miracles that he performed. They witnessed the calming of the sea and him walking upon the sea. One time he was in Decapolis, and this is not talked about very much. He was in Decapolis, and there were Jews and Gentiles there. And there were a multitude, thousands of people. And Jesus had been preaching and teaching 2 days. And what does he say? He looks out across the crowd and he says, look at all the work that we got to do. No. He tells his disciples, look at the opportunities that are in front of us. Look at the opportunities. Each and every one of us, each and every day, have opportunities. You know, we probably, I'm not sure, but we probably encounter more people than Jesus and his disciples did in our lifetime. He looked and he says, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Each and every day we have opportunities to tell people about the good news of the gospel. People are everywhere. When you go to your opportunity, when you go to your job, there are people. When you go to the ball game, there are people. When you go to the restaurants, there are people. When you go to the theater, there are people. When you go to the golf course, there are people. There are tremendous opportunities for us to tell the good news of Jesus Christ. We need to take advantage of our opportunities. Our opportunities are outside of the church, in the world, in those places you go. Everywhere you go, you encounter people, and there is an opportunity. There is an opportunity to tell them about the good news of Jesus Christ. Let us take advantage of our opportunities. And don't forget to look for my golf balls.